author of Plan Red, China's Plan to Destroy America, Gordon Chang. Good morning, Gordon.
Good morning, guys. Thank you so much.
Great to have such an expert this morning on China with us. So Trump, no secret here, has made the showdown with China the main event of his second term. Address what he expects to see from China, and at the rally in his first 100 days earlier this week, take a listen.
With my China tariffs, we're ending the greatest job theft in the history of the world. China's taken more jobs from us than any country has ever taken from another country. And that doesn't mean we're not going to get along. We get along with China. I mean, their tariff now is at 145%. So essentially, that's a big difference between that and zero. But I think it's going to work out. They want to make a deal, and we're going to make a deal, but it's going to be a fair deal. It's not going to be a deal that we lose $1 trillion a year like they did with Biden.
So, Gordon, what do you see will come from these talks? Do you think we're going to see a deal? And more importantly, will it be a fair deal for the American people?
There very well could be a deal, but I think it's going to take quite some time. A couple things. We've had a trade deal with China, many of them, in fact. Treasury Secretary Bessent is talking about a deal that will rebalance the Chinese economy. That means structural change. Xi Jinping has been adamantly opposed to structural change of the Chinese economy. And so I think that would be a deal which China definitely won't honor. There was also the Phase 1 trade deal of January 2020. That was very easy for China to comply with its obligations. All it had to do was to meet certain targets on the purchase of American commodities and manufactured goods, and they failed to meet their obligations under that one as well. I don't know how we can actually get China to honor a trade deal.
These massive levies, though, on China, look, they're meant to bring manufacturing, as we know, this is what Trump has been saying, bring it away from Beijing and then back into the US to make it more competitive on the world stage. But do you think that is going to be the long-term effect?
Yes, I do. First of all, we see these large investments by foreign companies. And the most important one Trump announced was TSMC, the Taiwan semiconductor manufacturing business. That actually is the biggest investment in the U.S. when you consider that it made an $100 billion investment just before. So it was $165 billion in total. This is the type of manufacturing that we need. We also got to remember, Sarah, that manufacturing trends globally are in favor of the U.S. That's automation and artificial intelligence. That means the U.S. can compete. And also, we're going to see smaller manufacturing come back if President Trump can keep the tax rates lower and if he can enact an investment tax credit. That would really help American manufacturers, first of all, develop and grow.
Yeah, very, very important developments there. And even a more important development from my perspective is that riots have reportedly erupted in China from workers who demand back pay and better conditions after the tariffs have caused factories' output to decline to its lowest point in 16 months. Gordon, how much leverage does the United States have with these tariffs where it looks like there's some internal disruption happening in China among the people, among the workers, and there are a lot of people there?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's enormous leverage that the United States has. Matter of fact, when you look at the objective factors, President Trump holds almost all of them, because everything that China can do to retaliate hurts China as much or more China than it does the United States. There's only one card that Xi Jinping has to play, and that is to get President Trump to back down, to preemptively surrender, even though Trump knows he holds those high cards. I don't think our president is going to do that, which means I think we're going to see China in a world of distress. Its economy is already failing. It's contracting from what we can see from the April number that just came out, plus the February and March price indicators, which show the country's in a deflationary spiral downwards. So this is a very critical situation for the Chinese economy. Trump holds the high cards.
All right. It's going to be one that we're going to be keeping our eye on and no doubt talking about with you more in the future. Gordon Chang, thank you so much for joining us today.
Oh, well, thank you, Sarah, and thank you, Tom.
Thank you.
Information. Truth is freedom. is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.